Hi everyone, I have been asked to do some more from this cute page in Rita Berman's book, her winter book. So I thought I would do this squirrel today. I think he's, ooh, sorry, I'm just moving my pencils. That was not a nice noise, was it? I rather like the Arteza. I've got my Arteza Experts, which is what I've been using for this page. I rather like the red cases for keeping them within the tins because they're quite sturdy, but when you move them along the desk they do make a nasty scrapey noise. Right, Mr. Squirrel. Now we could do a red squirrel or a grey squirrel, or we could just do a random coloured squirrel. I think a red squirrel might be quite fun. So I'm going to grab the sienna brown for my squirrel and just start. I'm just going to put a layer down and then we'll get some other colours involved. It depends where you are, whether you're familiar with squirrels. In the UK, most of the squirrels are grey. Our native squirrel is the red squirrel. I've never seen one. They, I'm not sure exactly of what the history is, but the grey squirrels were introduced and they basically chased the red squirrels out. And there are some up in Scotland. I'm not sure exactly which part. Scotland's quite a big country. And so there's red squirrels up there, and that's it. We haven't got any in England. So I'm not doing this tummy part. I think maybe that would be a little bit lighter. So that's just a sort of initial layer. Now I'm trying to think about the tail. We've got all this detail going on. I'm going to do it in this colour, but I was thinking I could do it really furry, but I think if I do that we'll lose Rita's detailing, and I think we want to enjoy that really, so we'll let it show through, but we'll do something else with it in a bit. We'll just get some colour down like that. Now I'm going to do the tummy. I think I'm just looking at what I've got. I think this one is a little bit lighter. We'll use the burnt ochre for the tummy. And again, I'm just going to do a light layer to start with, but I want it to look a little bit furry because our squirrel's got fur. Now I was colouring a picture with hair the other day, and what I did was I did a light layer like I've done, and then I got a sharper pencil, which this isn't, and did some lines on it like this to look like strands. I'm going to use a darker shade as well, just sharpening it, so bear with me. So this is the cinnamon. It's a little bit darker. I'm just going to put some cinnamon strands on the tummy of our squirrel, and you can use white and black as well. If you use white and black eyeliner, then it really shows up. The problem with that is that it might show up too much with the pencil, be a bit too dominating, but I think I'm happy with that. It's just quite basic, but I think it's fine. And I'm going to use, what did I use for the, I used this sienna brown, didn't I? I'm going to sharpen it and then do a little bit of texture on the main part of its body. So back to the sienna brown. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing. I'm thinking in the ears we might have longer bits inside. This is the outside of the ear, so maybe not so much. We can see some furry bits drawn on there too. And just try not to make it too line, in the sense that don't start every one in the same place, or else you sort of look stripy. Yeah, we want fur, but we don't want, we want it a bit more random. You can put them in different directions. On that I did them all smooth, but maybe on this body it might be in different directions. Yeah, and I'm going to sort of go over the edge a little bit. I'm thinking maybe the body might be a bit shorter and smoother. I don't know why. That's it. What's my head is thinking. So I've got lots of little furry strands. See, there's some drawn on for us there. Just go right through. Now with the tail, squirrel's tail, the fur is thicker and usually longer. So we might do longer strands on the tail. I'm still trying to work out what to do with all the patterning. But let's just play around a bit. Let's put some of that overlapping the tummy a bit. And we now need to, as we've overlapped a bit here, we might need to do it here as well. We might think it just looks messy. If you don't like it, don't do it. But once you start, you've got to keep going with it really. There we go. So for the tail, I'm just going to make my lines a little bit longer. Yeah, as I say, I was colouring a picture with some hair. It was a person's face. Actually, you would have seen it in my completed pages. It was in Hannah Carlson's Seasons book. And I think her hair ended up looking a bit like fur because my strands were a bit long, I think. But it was really good fun. I had a lot of fun. I was getting a little bit more confident with the face as well. A little bit. I think, well, I might leave that like that and get a darker brown. Again, sharpen. This is the dark chocolate brown. I'll show it to you in a moment. You can't see dark chocolate brown. And we'll do some detailing on Rita's drawings, doodlings I suppose. So you make that darker on the edges and fade it towards the middle on that little bit. And go all the way around. And then we've got this bit. I'm thinking maybe I'll just go over that bit a little bit darker. I'm trying to sort of colour in the direction of the stripes so we can still see the furriness somehow. I don't know if it's really working, but there we go. And I think I'll just colour that bit in a bit darker too. Now it's sort of embracing Rita's details, and I think I'm just going to put a few darker stripes, maybe just on this outside bit. Pencil isn't very sharp. Might not show up that well. A little bit. And there we go. Now we have gloves on our little squirrel. And I'm trying to think what colour. Oh, we've got an arm there that we haven't coloured. This is the sienna brown that we use for the body. Trying to think about what colour to do. Oops. These gloves. I don't really want them to, I want them to stand out a little bit, look different to our squirrel. I'm just looking at what colours we've got. We've got quite a big mix of colours on this page, so I'm not going to try and match in at all. But I am aware that we have this wood here. It's going to be brown like a squirrel, I expect, and berries which might be orange or red, maybe even purple. So, but I don't want green because we've got leaves. I think it might need to be blue, although we've got some blue here on the snowflake. Let's do pink. Let's do pink gloves. So I'm going to use the plum purple. I say pink. To me that's a pink. And I'm just going to do a light layer on each of the cuffs with this colour. And I want them to look slightly darker here and here. So you look a bit like they're puffed out, because I think cuffs are normally sort of stand out from the rest of the glove because they're knitted in a thicker design. So they're ribbing. So this flamingo pink, which when you knit it up, or sometimes they're even doubled over. I'm going to do a light layer of this as well, and then we'll play with detailing in a minute. So yeah, I think that's okay, like that. Now I'm thinking maybe the ends might be a little bit darker. Why not? Just as part of the sort of knitting. Maybe it would be a bit darker on the edge as well. It'll give it a little bit more shape. Not as dark as the end though. Like that. I sort of was tempted to do these stars in white as if they're white snowflakes, but I think it's going to be quite difficult to get that to show up enough using a white pen, because this pink is quite pale. So I'm thinking I will probably just leave it. Now we've got some pink on our rabbit and he was quite pale. Let's give it a go, why not? And then you can judge whether it's something that you want to try or not. Just knocking my stickles over. I've got the Posca white here. I'm just going to go over this black star. I'm tempted to give him white whiskers too, but because some of them go over the white background, I won't. But I might just dot his eye. There we go. So there are the white stars on the gloves. I think they almost erase it. You can't really see them anymore, but I think it gives it a more gentle look. It's up to you whether you want to include that or not. But there he is. Now we might just do this log, I don't know, as well. Now I'm going to use the dark chocolate brown just to do the outside layer of it. Let's try and bring it slightly more central, because this would, the bark would be on the outside but not all the way through. Now with our Arteza set, we don't have a really pale beigey type brown, which is what I would normally do for the sort of centre of wood. So I have to have a think about what to do. I'm going to make that darker on the outside edge. I don't know whether that's right. It just sort of feels right somehow. There we go. And then the inside, I'm thinking we'll do a very light layer of burnt ochre. So I'm really going to just touch it on. Like that. And then grab the camel brown and do a much darker layer of that. It's going to look a little bit yellowy. I think this is how we did the first log. So it sort of matches in with that, which I don't think is a bad thing. As I'm looking similar. And there we go. There he is. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm liking to keep these quite short. I need to sort of get myself back into filming after my sort of Christmas break, and I think doing a few shorter ones to get me going and maybe to get you going as well is a good idea. So that is me for this morning. There will be a video this afternoon as well, so it won't just be this short one, and if it is too short and you want more, there are plenty more videos on my channel, so go and have a little look. You could just spend years watching them, I'm sure. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.